Welcome to myprojectbazaar.com. Okay, this is our product detail for the game theory based correlated privacy preserving analysis in big data. Okay, and this is our abstract. So first of all, here we discuss about the privacy preservation is one of the greatest concerns in the big data. So here we are discussing about the privacy preservation based creating the one data sets. So again the data set loaded into the database. So after the data set selection through the data is going to be encrypted, so the data's conversion ciphertext with processing of data. So here we are using the book details based the data set. So this is one of the extensive applications in big data. Privacy preserving data publication has been an important research in the fields. Elaborate and discussing as one of the fundamental challenges in PPDP. Privacy preserving data publication is the data problem between privacy and utility of the single and independent data set. So here we are discussing about the hierarchical clustering method is proposed to support more search semantics and also to meet the demand for fast ciphertext search within the big data environment. So finally we are processing as the data. Finally we are discussing or solving the trade-off problem between the privacy preserving and utility is evolved into the game problem, so in which payoff each player is dependent on his and the neighbor's privacy parameters. Okay, so this is the data flow diagram for the privacy preserving game theory based big data processing. So first one is the start. So after the dataset loading, so the dataset loading is nothing but here we are selecting the dataset for the different set of attributes using creating a data publication based dataset. So after the dataset will be loaded into the database. So now the data owner is access the particular data. So select the data. So the data is going to be selected. After we will creating the index for the data. So the index creation for the data, now the data is going to be encrypted. So now the data is converted from the binary to encryption format. So first of all the given data set is converted to the binary format. That means the big vector to conversion from the binary vector. So after the binary vector we are creating the some particular index for the binary data. So after index generation based, the data is going to be the encryption format. So this is the data ciphering. So after the data ciphering, the data is converted from the ciphering text. The data is successfully stored on the cloud server. So the data to the cloud server. So after the server is the user is retrieved the data from the server through the user query. So here the user is here in this paper we are using the game theory method. The game theory is nothing but just comparing from the game theory method and the cloud computing through some uncertain principles. So the uncertain principles using we will comparison of the game theory method. The game theory is nothing but so here the game theory with processing as the player two players. So here the player 1 is the data owner, the player 2 is the virtual machine. So here the game theory method with the player 1 and player 2 communication. Here the ball is the processing with the two players. So here the data is transferred from the source to destination. So source is the data owner, destination is the cloud server. So how to the data is transferring from the player 1 to player 2, because in our system with how to the data is transferred from the data owner to the cloud server using some principles. So this is the game theory method. The game theory means the zeros and ones of the payoff matrix. So this is the game theory method. So after the data is going to the cloud, accessing control for the data owner. The data owner is accessing control method using now the data is going to be decrypted. So our data is always stored on the HDFS server. HDFS means Hadoop Distributed File System. So in our processing with the domain is data mining with our data successfully stored on the database. So in this processing we are storing on the big data. So our data is storing on the data successfully placed on the database also with the HDFS server. So after the HDFS server, the data is counting because our data is checking for the map and reduce. The map and is nothing but in our given data set what are the data will be, how much the data is going to be the mapping. So on the what are the levels of data is going to be the reducing. So after the map and reduce, the data is producing the word count results. Thank word count results. So this is the data flow diagram process for the game theory method using privacy preservation big data. Okay, and now the demo section is start. Now the demo section is start for the privacy preserving game theory based correlation in big data. So this is the first form. So choosing the welcome Java. So click to the run on Hadoop. So finish. So now the data is successfully processed. So this is the okay. So this is the home page for the game theory based privacy preserving analysis in big data. So click to next. So choose the data set, the txt. So this is the file informations. So choose the data set. So this is the data informations to the big data. So this is conversion from a binary conversion. So this is a big vector data conversion. So this is a binary conversion. So go for next. So this is the author and year. So this is the value 3 conversion. So this is a value 4 conversion. Click to the next. Data as partition. So this is the names, authors, publishers, years. So next, this is the original data. So enter the key. So this is the original data. So here we enter the 16-bit key. So now the data is ciphering because the data is going to be encrypted. So this is the original index. Okay, index cipher. So now we will run to the controller as the runner server non Hadoop. So now we will running on the controller as the server. So this is the given the secure data. Okay, secure data. So click to the original index. Sorry, load index. Upload data. So data is uploaded, index is received. So this is the secure index. So here the upload index. So the index is uploaded, received. So this is the processing. So click to the move. So this is the semi-trusted server. So now we will choose the user. So the user one. So this is the client process. Click to the client form. So the client is doing this certain process for the using game theory method. So the user is, so this is the username. So this is a date, data owner. So this the data owner. So this is the receiving. Okay, and now we will run on the client process. So click to the client. So run as Hadoop. Okay, so click to the VMware. Okay, so this is the user. So this is the date programmer experience. So 1 year. So send to the data owner. So this is the data owner access control method for the receiving data user informations. Next is received. Okay. Next, so data user search next, search next. So the data user search next, search send. Here going to the move. So receive. So this is the client query. So this is the user query informations for the value 1 2 3 4. So this is a value 1 bit conversion. So go to move. So this is a binary conversion for the 4 values. So this is a encryption format for the user's query. So this is the index generation. So data searching. So send. Next, receive. So get key. So transfer key. Get key. Crypt. So decrypt. So now successfully the file is decrypted. So click to the game. So this is the game theory method. So this is the different game theory. So the game theory is nothing but data owner is the player 1, control server is the player 2. So the communication for player 1 and 2 in the game. So here the communication for the data owner and the servers. How the file is transferred from the data owner to server. So this is the player. So here this process is based on the uncertainty principle. So the game theory is again nothing but the payoff matrix or zeros and ones games of matrix. So this is a game. So again, what is game theory? So what is game theory? So choose some files. Game theory.txt. Okay. So here this is a game theory method for the game theoretic model of an infrastructure as a service service cloud market converting dynamics of pricing and usages issued. The game theory algorithm applies the efficiency of the public cloud environment. A zero-sum game may have as a few as 2 players or millions of partitions. Zero-sum games are found in the game theory, but are less common than zero-sum games. So this is a game theory method. Define game theory. So here we will finding the improving the Hadoop performance because our process is implementing on the Hadoop. So this is the privacy preserving big data processing. So this is the existing. So this is the proposed. So this is the game theory based privacy preserving big data processing. So now the demo is finished. Thanks for listening.